The sun has just come up and it is pretty frosty out. There's frost on all the grasses and it's just so gorgeous right now. Oh, the colors. I carried this sketchbook around with me on my recent travels abroad. This first page was made in Paris after getting some delightful gray goat cheese. This sketchbook switches between my usual diarist type meanderings into something that's a lot more from life than what I'm typically drawing. All of the works in this sketchbook were drawn first with pencil, then inked in, erased, and then painted with watercolor. These images were done in Greece on a boat. This image was done with a pen that I picked up along the way. Unfortunately, it was water soluble, so the ink bled when I was using it, so that image ended up a lot darker. This piece was done from life in a landscape. Wasn't my favorite. Here we are nearing the end of our time in Greece. This first image is very covert, as I did it on a ferry of a lady who didn't know she was being drawn, which is typical, and these are also two people who didn't know they were being drawn. The second man on the plane, I told him afterwards and showed him the drawing. He was pretty tickled pink by being drawn on the airplane. So watch out, friends. You never know if an artist is lurking somewhere in the background. On this page, I did some quick sketches after visiting our first sauna, or second sauna in Estonia. It was a bit of a culture shock, that is for sure. Here is a dramatized retelling of said sauna experience. These are some drawings done after another experience at Sampa Sauna, which is a publicly held sauna, and it was very, very, very lovely. At this point, we were in Finland, and my partner and I considered it our sauna tour, so most of our days were busy finding a sauna to go into. I don't know if I'll ever be able to draw the steam that comes off of people when they're in the cold, especially while dunking in the ocean. But that is the end of this sketchbook. I have a couple extra sketches that I did on some other paper while I didn't have my sketchbook with me. I'm pretty pleased with these drawings. Each one took a good amount of time, or well, different amounts of time, but good effort, and I'm excited to maybe consider these pieces for paintings in the future. All the works in that sketchbook were made with these art supplies. I brought 2 pens, a few pencils, and watercolor pens, and my watercolor set. Hello, hi. Good day, girls and twirls. I am back from my travels abroad. Very happy to be home. I need to get in the studio because it is a mess and it needs to be cleaned up. I feel like I'm cleaning up the studio all the time, but that's just the nature of the game. I have some drywalling to do, and then I might do a little bit of painting off the walls. But lots of cleaning needed to be done and some vacuuming. So let's go. I'm just about to go and open up the studio. It feels like a momentous occasion because today was the first snowfall of the year. Snow's still coming down a little. Let's go make some tracks. It is cold! Oh my gosh. Okay, let's get the keys. Bad footage, sorry guys. Yeah. Okay, so I cut the drywall and it is against the wall, and I knew that it was going to be wonky because the whole building is wonky, it's all tilting, and when I measured the measurements I saw that the numbers were off, but I kind of made up the numbers that were sort of in the middle, and I didn't really realize that it would actually just be askew. And so this is a door. Originally when we came into this space it was just an open breezeway in this area, but to distinguish my space from my partner's space we put in this wall that is on hinges so it can open up in case we need to move anything big from side to side. Anyways, so it's not square, and I called my dad to troubleshoot it, and he's gonna come and help. So we're sending in the troops, and in the meantime, I need to photograph a painting that is going to be on a chapbook. A local publisher is going to be using it with a local artist. So I'll have more news on that when that comes out, but I need to photograph that. I can also go and get the vacuum from inside because the floor is atrocious. Like, there's just so much stuff in here that is not part of the studio. So anyways, we'll keep on chugging here. This is about the third day of working on this refresh of the studio. I'm wearing the same clothes though, but that's just the reality of studio life. I've hung new curtains, painted the trim, painted the door. I think they all look good. I'm very excited to get going in the studio, but it really needed to be dealt with in here. It was a bit of a disaster, but I'm so thankful for the upgrades that have been done to the studio. Big shout out to my family for that help and to my partner's family as well. This winter in the studio is going to be much more comfortable than last winter. So I'm excited to see what comes of it. I am very tempted to start painting right now in this video, but I am also conscious that I owe a update to my Kickstarter supporters for the Blue Earth Tarot deck. So this is a video that I received from my printer. As you can see, the sheets, the contact sheets are being printed. I think they look beautiful. I have just heard from the printer. The last email I got was that they're hoping to send out the decks by the end of next week. And today is November 4th. So the end of next week would be like the 12th, the 11th of November. I will let you know when I know more. You can see here the backs of the cards without the foiling, so they look a little sparse, but I'm excited about the texture and the color. And then here is the card decks minus the rounding on the edges, so they're a little big right now. I think they look really fantastic, and I can't get over the silver foiling on the backs. I think they're going to look so nice. Yeah, so that's the update. Woo! Thank you so much for watching this. For my Kickstarter supporters, thank you super, super much. I'm so excited to see this deck coming out into the world. And for my patrons as well, I thank you for being here. Anyways, it is time to say goodbye. So have a lovely day, everybody, and thank you for being here. Bye.